China is one of the world's oldest countries, a nation rich in tradition, heritage, and culture. It is home to more than 1.3 billion people and has long been considered a cradle of civilization itself. However, in the past few decades, China has rapidly industrialized and become a modern nation. This is what China looks like today.
I know how to make them stop and stare as I zone out. The club can't even handle me right now. Watching me, I go all out. The club can't even handle me right now.
China today boasts a booming economy with a GDP of $10.09 trillion and an annual growth rate of 10.3%. With this rapid expansion, Chinese citizens are increasing the demand for luxury goods, and in particular, personal vehicles. China has the world's largest automobile market, selling 17.2 million cars in the year 2010 alone.
Is it simply an issue of the immense volume in China that is driving transportation issues right now?
Yes, I think the income increase is a major driver for people to buy car. Mm-hmm. They got rich. They want to show this is maybe the better way to enjoy life, and actually the developed country already show this way, and China, we don't have any new way for transport here in China. Mm-hmm. So increase of car is obviously the true story here.
But China is choking on its own growth, literally. The surge in personal vehicles has caused China's carbon dioxide emissions to rise 10.4% in 2010, accounting for a quarter of global CO2 emissions. Only 1% of the country's 560 million city dwellers breathe air considered safe by the European Union. At this current rate, China's emissions will reach 8 gigatons a year by the year 2030, equal to the entire world's emissions today.
Britain, the United States, and Japan have all gone through periods of enormously rapid industrial growth, and many of them in the course of that have ended up leaving a legacy of pollution that they have subsequently needed to clean up. China has a different situation. It's going through an industrial revolution of its own, which in some ways is happening in a more compressed time frame than those other great powers in history. But it's also got pollution on a scale that those other great powers never quite experienced. There are hundreds of thousands of people in China who are dying every year from pollution-related diseases.
In fact, China holds the highest annual incidence of premature deaths by air pollution in the world. Emissions of sulfur dioxide from coal and fuel oil are causing cardiovascular diseases and lung cancer, leading to skyrocketing healthcare costs and 750,000 deaths annually. So how does China prevent an ecological and health disaster? Many efforts to reduce the number of vehicles are being taken, including overhauling traffic infrastructure, developing alternative energy sources, and improving public transportation. The problem is that the ground infrastructure is so embedded in China that it would be tremendously difficult and expensive to reorganize any number of roads. Additionally, while alternative energies such as hydrogen fuel cells are clean, they are difficult to mass produce for common consumption. Luckily, there is one innovation in mass transit that may help solve China's transportation woes.
For people living in Beijing, traffic has long been a headache for many. But now one inventor says he's come up with a way to help people get around the hectic streets with a new kind of bus.
Chinese engineer Songyu Zhao says he has come up with a concept that will put an end to Beijing's traffic misery: the elevated high-speed bus. The bus can carry up to 1,400 passengers above the street while traffic passes underneath it. Song says the bus costs a fraction of building a subway system and is environmentally friendly as well.
The elevated high-speed bus is a low-carbon environmental protection and high-efficiency project. It solves the problems of ordinary fuel-consuming buses, including air pollution, carbon emission, space occupying, and low efficiency. The elevated high-speed bus combines the merits of bus rapid transit and subway.
The bus has zero gas emissions and largely consumes electrical power, which is supplemented by solar energy gathered from rooftop panels. Using radar technology, the bus will warn drivers passing underneath if they are too close to its wheels, and also signal trucks to detour if they are too large to pass beneath it. China plans to test the bus on a 200-mile-long road on the outskirts of Beijing in the near future.
Building a straddling bus is 10 times cheaper than building an equivalent subway and takes a third of the time needed. The bus itself acts as an electric superconductor, running only on electric and solar energy. Most importantly, a single bus saves up to 860 tons of fuel per year, equal to reducing 2,640 tons of carbon emissions. China must undoubtedly reinforce better traffic organization and cleaner sources of energy from vehicles in the long run. However, the straddling bus provides a short-term stopgap to slow environmental degradation and provides hope for a greener, more efficient